everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail. Always showing up, showing your girl some love. Yeah, it's been a minute, you guys. If you follow me over on Instagram, you know I've been working and all over the world, or at least attempting to be all over the world. I just finished, actually I've been back at work for like 6 days, and today is my day off because when I left the UK, I went right back to work the next day. So I went over to the UK to see Sebastian. It was a Meet the Perfumer event, and my favorite perfumer, Julian Rascanet and Sebastian's Relief, and to also visit a lot of my other lovely UK influencers, perfume reviewers, and fragrance lovers. So y'all, I have hauled way too much stuff. So if you got time today, please sit, enjoy. This video may be about an hour long. I'll try to hurry up. I will not be going through any notes. I'll let you know, I've literally worn just about every single thing that I have here today, at least a couple times. Tested, worn, all of it. Can give you a pretty decent review on longevity, all that good stuff. So please continue to subscribe, because I hope you are. Like, follow, comment, all that good stuff, and make sure you follow me over on Instagram. So the very first one I know you guys are most excited about, we are going to talk about Juicebox. I got all these boxes around me, okay? There's some in front of me, on the left, to the right, okay? Everywhere. So I should be on a no-buy to the end of the year. So this is Juicebox, and this is in collaboration with Sebastian, the perfume guy. And this is his fragrance 54. I will actually try to leave some clips in the beginning of the video. If not, I may not do a separate, actually I'm going to do a separate review because I have a lot of Juicebox samples as well. But I'll try to leave some clips of the actual event that I recorded, and you guys could see how it went over there. Anyway, we all know that Sebastian loves vanilla, patchouli. He loves resinous, he loves gourmands, he loves ambers, all that good stuff. So this is his first fragrance in collaboration with Juicebox. This is his very first fragrance, period. Epic moment. So I knew that I had to be there. So anyway, let's go ahead and open this baby up. I've worn this at least 3 times. I wore this over in London twice, and then I actually smelled this ahead of time. So I already knew that I wanted to get it. And then I wore this twice since I've been home, and let me tell you, the response from my coworkers, the response from a couple of the doctors, the nurses, all of them were amazing, positive, and good, and they loved it. Somebody stood weirdly next to me and was like, one of the doctors just came by me with this like bashful look on her face. She's like, hey. I'm like, hi. She's like, you smell so good. And she's like 6 feet tall. So I'm like, hi. And then she's like, you smell so good. And I bought the fragrance to work so my coworkers could smell it. Anyway, this is a patchouli heavy fragrance. There's pina colada, there's patchouli in here. There's some spices in here, cinnamon. It's very warm, resinous, ambery. You get a little bit of that like vanillic touch as well to this. And this is inspired by Studio 54. So here is the actual box. This is what it looks like. And then it has, I don't think the notes are on here, but I'll just give you guys what I smell. Then it has the description of Studio 54, what it's all about, and all that good stuff. I actually love this picture. So anyway, Sebastian's fragrance is amazing. I love the note of patchouli. One of my favorite patchouli fragrances is Vampirum by Lorenzo Pizzaglia, and it smells like a boozy, chocolatey, cakey patchouli. This is the actual bottle. Of course, we all know that Juicebox, they are inspired by music, and this is considered like a vinyl record player. They are they are music lovers. Sebastian's a music lover, perfume lover, all that good stuff. Lovely time meeting Julie Rascanet. You guys, I love him. I love so many of his creations. Cupid's Kiss, like I fell in love with here this year. I fell in love with this year. He also, now is this Spaciano? He didn't do Spaciano. But Cupid's Kiss and so many other ones. So anyway, so in this fragrance, I definitely get the note of pina colada in here, but it's a boozy, dark rummed pina colada. In the opening, you get a blast of patchouli and spices. This is sexy, it's sensual, it's seductive, it's warm, It's just an absolutely amazing patchouli fragrance, a spicy patchouli fragrance. It's a little smoky from the tobacco and the dry down. It gets airy and fresh and smoky. I definitely get, especially in the dry down, I get that Juliet Rasquinet DNA, kind of like that same nuance, that suede, irisy, you know, sensual elegance that I smell in Cupid's Kiss. I kind of get that in the dry down. And a lot of his other fragrances that are smoky, dark, rich, and resinous, you get that same sort of like DNA or nuance. But I love this. If you want so in the opening, warm, spicy patchouli, you get a very boozy pina colada. And then as it dries, you get chocolate cakey, warm, spicy cinnamon, very resinous, a little smoky from the tobacco. And then that pina colada, it actually kind of fades out, just making it a little creamy and thick. And you smell in the end a warm, spicy still patchouli, but it's not as heavy like an hour later. The projection on this is a beast. This lasted on my clothes, I would say at least 24 hours until I washed it. On my skin, it lasted a good 10 hours, 10 to 12 hours, and then it started to kind of like dwindle away. But if you smelled up close, you can really still smell this fragrance. If you are a patchouli lover, you're going to love it. If you're a gourmand lover, you're going to love it. If you are a spicy vanilla patchouli chocolatey fan, you're going to love this. This is gorgeous. A lot of people say they don't get the pina colada, but I get the pina colada for about the first hour. But it makes it just very creamy, rich, a little coconutty smelling, creamy coconutty smelling in the opening, but I absolutely love it. And you do get a little bit of fruitiness in the opening of this fragrance. But y'all, I love 54. Now, out of all the 3 juice boxes that I have, and that was like 6 whole minutes. This at first, Sirens and Sailors was my number 1. End all be all. Okay. Then Karaoke Heart. I tried smelling some of the other ones, but they didn't, you know, resonate with my perfume soul. So, but this one, y'all, 54 is my number 1 love. Then Sirens and Sailors, and then Karaoke Heart, you guys. And then we're going to do a review on a discovery kit that I have to see if I want to, you know, if I'm inspired by the discovery kit to purchase more from the fragrance house. Anyway, I love Cheeky Smile, but I didn't purchase that one. But those 3 are my top 3 juice box fragrances. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is FRACRAS. I smelled FRACRAS, and this is FRACRAS Eau Fraiche. This is the loved FRACRAS that everybody knows if you love a good heady white floral tuberose scent. So this one, I love the bottle. I love the pinkness. And I really wanted to get my nose on it because Veronica, my girl, had been talking about FRACRAS for years. So I decided to order a sample a couple years ago, and y'all, it wasn't for me, even though I love tuberose. So I did smell this, and I sprayed it on my arm for the day, and I wore this over. I smelled it in Selfridges initially, and then I wore it for the day when I went over to Harrods and smelled it again. This one was kindly gifted to me by the brand, so I appreciate it. And if you don't know the brand, it is Robert Piguet, I think it's pronounced, and they make a lot of other lovely fragrances. So let's go ahead and spray this. You definitely get a bubblegummy, really light, airy, fresh, citrusy tuberose from this fragrance. And yeah, I love it. You still get that heady tuberose DNA. You get FRACRAS, but it's on a lighter scale. I'm getting like some light, airy, fresh, lush, almost like waves of silk, like citruses in here. A powdery, like a bubblegummy smell. But yeah, I definitely love this one so much more than I thought I was going to like the original. Like the original FRACRAS is too much for me, but this one is so tolerable, and it's a beautiful, slightly bubblegummy tuberose, and I'm not even a bubblegummy tuberose type girl. So this one is absolutely lovely. Love it. It is soft, powdery, sweet. It's like FRACRAS' more innocent little sister. But I do love this one, and it's going to be amazing all year long. So this is FRACRAS Eau Fraiche by Robert Piguet. So I ordered enough. I actually purchased this one. This one is called Rue des Cercles by Robert Piguet. Now, out of all the fragrances, aside from the FRACRAS Eau Fraiche that I smelled. I could not leave without this fragrance. So this is more of a slightly vanillic, sweet, fresh Lily of the Valley fragrance, but you gotta love the note of Lily of the Valley because it is a beautiful lily, and I love Lily of the Valley. I contemplated buying the Dior Extrait fragrance called Lucky. Out of all of the ones that I did smell, I was not impressed with, what is it? I was not impressed with any of them aside from Lucky. The other one smelled like a strawberry, but it smelled more like candy. And I have the original, and I don't know why I can't think of it right now. But anyway, I love this Lily of the Valley fragrance, and this is called Rue des Cerfs. So in here, I got a fresh, slightly green, sweetened, vanillic Lily of the Valley. And y'all, I was like, oh my gosh, I kept smelling my arm. Green, fresh, floral. It smells a little rosy. This is absolutely gorgeous. If you like, there's a fragrance that is similar to this. I think it's one of Roche's fragrances. But this is a beautiful fragrance. So Rue des Cerfs, order a sample. Get your nose on it. If you like a rose, sweet, vanillic, fruity Lily of the Valley, this is signature scent worthy, okay? Then you need to try Rue des Cerfs by Robert Piguet. It's amazing, you guys. Get your nose on this, okay? Get a sample. But I love, love, love it. Powdery, sweet, that greenness from the Lily of the Valley kind of dwindles down, and you get a beautiful, powdery, sweet, vanillic floral, a slightly fruity floral. The next one we're going to talk about is one that I was gifted. You guys know that every time I go to London, I got to meet up with my girl, Abby with Love, okay? I love, love, love Abby with Love. So we were smelling fragrances. She actually took me out to dinner at a Thai food restaurant. The food was really good. I definitely want to go back when I go. And then we just had a good time sniffing fragrances. You know, we just always have a good time with Abby all the time. So Abby knew how much that I loved Dandy by PENHALIGONS. So Abby decided to gift me this fragrance, PENHALIGONS Dandy. This is boozy, warm, spicy. You definitely get like that oak barrel smell with a little bit of fruitiness. I think the fruitiness almost smells like a plum raspberry, sort of. A jammy plum raspberry with a whiskey inside. It's boozy, fruity. It's rich, it's dense, it's woody. It's amazing. And this Dandy fragrance is going to be amazing for the fall, winter. Okay, it's spicy. This is really good. So thank you, Abby Love. I always call her Abby Love. There are only a couple people, I think like 3 people on here, but we've been like talking on YouTube for at least the past 3 years. I add a love on the bottom of their name, on the back of their name. So anyway, this is Dandy. And like I said, Dandy is smoky, it's rich, it's boozy. I love it. I did smell the new Kilian fragrance, Old Fashioned. Y'all, this smells better than Old Fashioned, okay? Old Fashioned was nice, but when you talk about a boozy, elegant, sophisticated, smooth fragrance, Old Fashioned was okay compared to this, but they definitely give similar vibes. But there's something clean about this fragrance as well. This is so, so good. It smells like boozy, clean, like a Kleenex. Like if you had like a Kleenex tissue, with a little bit of booziness and fruitiness and jamminess. But there's something clean about this fragrance that I absolutely love. It is lush, it's smooth, it's resinous, it's amazing, and it still holds that PENHALIGONS DNA. Love, love, love Dandy, but this one I choose all day long, any day, every day, over the Old Fashioned fragrance. The Old Fashioned by Kilian fragrance was cool. It wasn't all that to me. But this, they were like in that similar family, like maybe they were like stepbrothers or sisters. So thank you, my darling. And thank you, Abby with Love, for gifting me such a beautiful fragrance. Girl, you know that I love you, and I can't wait to see you again. You guys, London for me has been a yearly thing for the past 5 years, and I love going to London. I may have to make it twice a year. Okay, if you are a perfume lover and if you haven't been to Harrods, what are you doing with your life? Okay, stop buying perfume and take that trip to Harrods. Okay, save some money. Stop buying all these designers, niche fragrances that you don't wear, and take that trip to Harrods. Okay, another fragrance I want to talk about, Octavian. I was so super blessed over in London, you guys. Octavian invited me down. If you're not following Octavian, then what are you doing? I've been following Octavian since he had like about 100 followers, since he started Instagram. I love, love, love his reviews. I will link his page. Excuse me. Throat's getting a little dry because I'm running my mouth. I will link his page in my description box and along with Abby's page as well. Well, he used to work for Miller Harris for 4 years. So Miller Harris and Octavian invited me down to the boutique, and he gave me like a mini masterclass on a lot of the fragrances there. Little did I know I was going to be gifted fragrances by Miller Harris and Octavian. So Miller Harris, the one that I absolutely fell in love with, and we're going to do a Miller Harris review because I got every single sample that Miller Harris carries. That Miller Harris gifted me here, every single sample. Also, Miller Harris gifted me the one that I absolutely loved, and I was eye rolling. Actually, there's a story behind this. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know. This lady found me and she wanted to know where the boutique was, and I walked her back to the boutique based on this fragrance when she smelled my wrist, okay? Lovely story. This beautiful lady from Qatar and her daughter, and they were so obsessed and in love with this fragrance. Gave them my Instagram page, all that good stuff, and I walked them back to the boutique. So hopefully they purchased it, okay? So anyway, this is Soufflat. Soufflat is this is the only, apparently, Miller Harris gourmand leaning fragrance in the boutique. And y'all, I'm obsessed, okay? Love the box. I love Scherzo. Yes, I do, as well. But, you know, I had to choose one, okay? Anyway, this was gifted to me by Miller Harris, and you see the little bit of a dent in there. I've worn this twice, and this is called Soufflat. So this is so freaking good, y'all. Soufflat smells like a boozy brioche, a warm, spicy, boozy brioche with some suede and a little bit of smoke, y'all. This is so, so good. When I wore this to work, and yes, I wore leather and tobacco to work, okay? Because I knew that it wasn't super heavy. It projects like crazy. You only need like 5, maybe 4 to 5 sprays of this fragrance because it is a beast, okay? If you like a suede, it says leather, but it smells like a lush suede to me, a very fuzzy, fluffy suede. With I'm getting like a bready croissant nuance to this. It smells like, not like a cinnamon roll, like I said on Instagram. It smells more like a bready, like the inside of a bready brioche with some vanilla spices. You know, I think there's some benzoin in here to make it a little more vanilla-like. It is absolutely gorgeous. Boozy, smoky, suedey, sweet, vanillic. It is stunning. I love Soufflat, and this is literally going in my top 10 gourmands for life, okay? That is how good Soufflat is. Everyone loved the smell on me at work. I was, you know, actually brought that to work too. Now, one girl said it was a little too heavy for her, but I got so many compliments all day long, and it projects like crazy, so you don't need a lot. I almost oversprayed it a little too much because I was smelling up the whole unit, y'all. So Miller Harris gifted me that, and it was another one that Octavian said, well, what are your favorite two? I said the next one, aside from Scherzo, is Miracle Muse. Miracle Muse, I don't know all the notes that are in here, but it smells boozy, jammy. It smells raspberry. It almost smells like a bit of a sangria, but not a heavy sangria. But I absolutely love, love, love. I love their bottles. They're so sleek. Sophisticated, and just, you know, just still very clean looking. So this smells like a fresh, airy, powdery, slightly boozy strawberry. I'm getting strawberry or raspberry or rose with a booziness, y'all. Miracle Muse is so, so good. But this literally smells like strawberry. I can't remember all the berries that's in this fragrance, but if you want a real berry scent, a real boozy, it smells like a boozy berry drink, then you need to try America Muse. I'm going to talk more about this. I haven't worn this, but I've tested it a couple of times, and I got a couple samples too. But it is gorgeous and I love it. There's so many from the brand that I really want to get my nose on. They just came out with 2 new ones as well. And I really, really want, I think I may have a sample of one of the new ones that was gifted. I went to a perfume picnic put on by Octavian. He gave us so many samples. Maybe I'll do a separate review on the samples that I got in the perfume picnic so I can give like the houses a shout out, okay? Anyway, enough of those. So the next one we're going to talk about, and I will do an updated review. I'm not going to open this right now, but this is Brompton Immortals X-Straight. Oh, guys, they only have this at Harrods. This is a Harrods exclusive, and we're going to talk about another Harrods exclusive next. So Ex Nihilo, you guys know that this is my favorite fragrance house, okay? As of the past, what, year and a half or so? Brompton Immortals X-Straight, okay? Brompton Immortals is a beautiful smoky rose, praline, saffron, sweet vanillic scent. And y'all, this is the X-Straight, okay? Somebody mentioned that the X-Straight was a little more masculine. So that's why I did not order this online initially, because I would have ordered it online from Harrods. But I was able to smell this, and I was like, this is not masculine leaning. The Brompton Immortals, the original has a little more saffron and rose. It's a little more resinous, ambery, all that. This one is just a little more ambery, a little powdery. It's fresh, but it still holds that Brompton Immortals DNA. This is sexy. It almost smells like there's like that ylang, or the yellow floral in here. Lys Ylang. I don't know if it's ylang or Lys Ylang, I think they call it. It's amber, it's warm, it's a little bright at the same time, it's resinous, it's sweet, it is amazing, okay? So Brompton Immortal X-Straights, I do not know where you can find this, okay? If you guys want some of the samples of some of the stuff that I have today, I will do travels, okay? I will not do samples. So hit me up on Instagram. And I'm going to charge you for sure. But if you want a sample or if you want a travel, I'm not going to say samples because I really am not going to waste my time and try to figure out the calculation. I will divide it by 10 if it's a 100 ml bottle, and I will charge you for the actual, sample, bottle that I order. But, you know, yeah, Brompton Immortals X-Straight, it's a love. And, yeah, this was a pretty penny, y'all. This was about $500, and I love it. So if you talk about a 10 ml sample, then expecting what, like $50 for the sample? Okay, anyway, I'm going to talk more about that later on. So is it $50? Yes, $50. Me and the math are not mathing, okay? The next one we're going to talk about, and yes, we're going to talk about this house more. This is the House of Granado, and I purchased this the day we had the perfume picnic when we went to Harvey Nichols with Octavian. When I smelled this and it had the note of pineapple inside, I was like, ooh. This is like a warm, ambery, a little bit of a smoky pineapple. And it almost reminds me, and this is by the House of Granado, you guys, sorry. So Granado, and I know I need to talk about this house still because I still have fragrances. And this is called Esplendor, okay? So I know that there's, I cannot see this, like micro tiny writing on the back of here, but I know that there's pineapple in here, and it almost gives me like that Dolce & Gabbana, can't read that either. It almost gives me that Dolce & Gabbana pineapple fragrance, the one with a pineapple on the actual top. Sorry, y'all, dropped that. Anyway, that is what this fragrance, the juice is golden, all that. That is what this fragrance is giving me, okay? Now, when I bought these fragrances over in Brazil, they were only $60. But over in London, this was $120. I think it was like 100 pounds or 90 something pounds, which is like 120, 130 US dollars. So, yeah, but it's giving like a vanillic, boozy, a little bit of a smoky, ambery pineapple, but it is gorgeous. I love it. And it gives me vibes of the Dolce & Gabbana pineapple fragrance that is now discontinued. But y'all, I love this. This is a very dominant, slightly powdery, smoky, ambery, sweet, vanillic pineapple scent, but I absolutely love it. Anyway, get your nose on it. It's called Esplendor, okay? And when I smelled it, I was like, oh, this is good. I was like, I need one of those like ASAP. And it is warm in here. You guys, my air is on a little bit. I need to turn it up a little stronger, but it is 98 degrees outside. It is humid and there are fires, unfortunately. There's a fire in There's a fire in San Bernardino today. So hopefully everybody's safe. You know, I hope no homes are being burned down, anything like that. So anyway, that's why it's a bit kind of warm in my house. I should have turned it on 70 degrees instead of like 75 or 76. So the next one we're going to talk about is a HARRODS exclusive as well. And I'm tired of talking, but I'm just going to continue maybe some of this that I have over here. So this is called Soul of the Sun. Y'all, I went to the 6th floor, the perfume parlor in HARRODS, and it almost sounded like it was an earthquake, you guys. So this is earthquake weather for California, okay? And I'm expecting an earthquake. So I need to get it together. So this is called Soul of the Sun, and this is Thomas KOSMALA. I wasn't a super huge fan of Thomas KOSMALA's fragrances until now. Y'all, there's a melon note in here. It smells like yellow watermelon. It smells like passion fruit, but it says tropical fruits, but it's giving a little bit of that airy ambroxany, slightly B540, not B540, but it's giving that ambroxan, ambrofix. It's woody, it's musky. There's a yellow floral in here that's beautiful. When I tell you the compliments I got on this fragrance when I wore it yesterday, it was so compliment getting. This was a love at first sniff. It's unisex if you like a fruity floral scent. Charles bought this as well. He's over on Instagram. I will link his page down below. He went over with me to London to the perfume, you know, the perfume event. He didn't go with me, but we actually met up with each other there. Had the most amazing time. I love people that love to travel for fragrances because, you know, you're like-minded. All you want to do is sniff all day long, eat good food, and have a good time without any drama, okay? We definitely, our jobs are way too stressful. Too many things are going on in this world without like people being ungrateful around you, self-centered, and just full of drama. We don't need it, you guys. So anyway, Soul of the Sun. We found this in Salon des Parfums. Love upon first sniff for him and myself as well. Thomas KOSMALA, get your nose on it. I think you can only order this over at HARRODS. It is so good, you guys. Anyway, this is so good. It's fruity, it's juicy. No, it doesn't smell like Herba Pura, okay? Fruity, juicy, woody, musky with a little bit of a yellow floral to make it bright and solar. I got so many compliments on this fragrance at work. I did an unboxing over on Instagram. I already smelled it, but I wanted my coworker to do an unboxing and a first impressions for her. She smelled it, loved it. And then one of my coworkers mentioned to me, I must have got about 10 compliments that day. You smell so good. What are you wearing? And I was like, oh, it's a HARRODS exclusive. They're like, what? A who? A HARRODS exclusive? I'm like, no, I got it over in London, HARRODS London. This one girl was like, Marcy, you smell the way that cotton feels. Her name is Tiffany. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, the way that cotton feels. Like she smelled the texture of this fragrance. It's so fluffy, airy, fruity, and just, I think there must be ambroxan in here and they're just not telling us. But I was like, I smell fluffy. She was like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, Soul of the Sun, get your nose on it. I walked through CTU and Mimo was like, what do you have on? His real name is Guillermo, but I call him Mimo. I'm like Mimo Paris, the perfume. I'm like, oh, you're just like my Mimo Paris fragrances. But he doesn't know what that means, but I just call him Mimo. Anyway, he was like, you smell so good, girl. I was like, yeah, that's when I was like, oh, it's a HARRODS exclusive. but it was a love for everybody. The next two we're going to talk about is two that you guys been wanting to know about for a long time. And this is by one of my top 5 favorite houses, aside from Ex Nihilo, Kayali, Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, Xerjoff, and Dries Van Noten, okay? So these are the 2 new Dries Van Notens that I could not leave Selfridges without, okay? So this one is Chamomile Satin. This one's an aromatic, slightly lavender, vanilla fragrance, warm, a little spicy from the lavender. It's very comforting. It is fluffy, but you definitely get a chamomile tea. It's a little aromatic, slightly herbaceous or earthy, but you gotta like a slight lavender scent. It is not heavy on the lavender. This is the same type of lavender to my nose that is in Burberry Goddess. A lot of people don't like the lavender in Burberry Goddess, but that lavender is okay for me. The fragrance is a little boring, but I did not like it. So imagine Burberry Goddess, not the patchouli intense, but just the EDP with a little bit of a vanillic note, a chamomile tea note, that makes it a little aromatic or aromatic, not aromatic, okay? Aromatic and herbaceous. I did some sniffing with Sebastian, the perfume guy over there. He loved Chamomile Satin as well. This is very unisex, but you gotta like a aromatic, a chamomile tea with a little bit of vanilla. It's slightly warm, spicy to me, and it's beautiful. But you like, it almost gives a little bit of a vaporous vibe from the lavender, not mentholy, but slight eucalyptic-y, slightly leaning vibe from the chamomile tea. Very mentally stimulating, very relaxing and comforting. But you gotta like chamomile tea, you gotta like a little bit of lavender and some vanilla, you guys. But anyway, I love this fragrance. My favorite perfumer, once again, Julien Rasquinet, along with Paul Guerlain, they came up with this beautiful fragrance and I love it. Now, the other one that I absolutely love, but I was like, man, I decluttered Angelique Noir many, many years ago, and I kind of always wanted it back in my fragrance collection. And this one is a Veni Camouflage. The bottles are absolutely gorgeous. Now, initially when I sprayed this off top, I got that DNA of Angelique Noir by Guerlain. But in this one, it is not sharp. It is not like, that fragrance to me, it was very sharp. I liked it. I actually loved it. But it was a little too sharp and I didn't find myself reaching for it. But this one is smooth. It's lush. It's like that beautiful, creamy, fluffy green vanilla. The galbanum in here is a little green in the opening, but dries down beautiful, lush, vanillic, soft, very sweet and warm. Y'all, I love this. So if you like that fragrance, then you're gonna love this. I mean, hands down, no questions. But to me, this is a more refined Guerlain, and I love this more than Angelique Noir, okay? Because like I said, there's nothing sharp about this fragrance. But I still love Angelique Noir, but I love this one even more. And that one is Veni Camouflage, okay? The names are so close. Chamomile Satin and Veni Camouflage. Love them both. The longevity on those fragrances. A lot of people said that they could not smell the Dries Van Noten fragrances. I wear my Dries Van Notens to work and they smell at least a good 12 hours, but I spray at least 12 times. So 12 to 15 times. Anyway, I wore that one to work, compliment getting. I let a couple of people smell it. A couple of people said they liked it, but they didn't love it. But then a couple of other people, I did some reels over on Instagram or some stories. They loved it as well. Got a couple compliments, but not as complimenting as 54. Okay, by Juicebox, not as complimenting as Soufflot by Miller Harris, but it was still complimentary, okay? I haven't worn the green vanilla Veni Camouflage to work yet, but I did, like, you know, I keep spraying it on and just wanting to smell it on my skin. The next one we're going to talk about is Acro Glow. Now, I ordered this one before I went over. This one is one of my favorite top vanillic, warm, spicy, suede smelling pink pepper fragrances. This is my favorite Acro scent, okay? Love, love, love. I get a Lush Amore Warm Vanilla Pink Pepper. It is just as simple as that. So this is supposed to be like a nighttime dance party fragrance, all that. It is amazing. But what I pick up on this fragrance that I also pick up in Guidance that I love as well, I get that spiciness. I get that woodiness. I get that warm Amore vanilla. It's powdery. I don't think there's any iris in here, but this is an absolutely amazing fragrance that you really need to get your nose on. It is dominant in the pink pepper area. It almost smells like there's a warm, spicy, incensey background that Guidance has, that Parfums de Marly Delina Exclusive has, that incense, that powdery incense, with that vanilla and that warm, spicy pink pepper of possibilities, or the Akigala wood, the spiciness and the incense of the Akigala wood of Guidance. That is all in this fragrance, and I love it. No, it doesn't smell like it, but it can be related in that family with the resinous ambery vanillas, but that spiciness of that fragrance kind of reminds me of those as well. The next one we're going to talk about is one that I haven't opened yet, but I'll show you guys. I did spray this on all over my body. This is a part of the Raybon collection. I also have I have some samples. We'll do like a single review on the 3 or 4 samples that I have. One was called Midnight Sex, and that was the tuberose fragrance. That's the one that I went over there that I completely thought that I would love. So Midnight Sex is the warm, lush, white floral tuberose. There was a rose one that was nice. It was pretty, but it was like a warm, spicy, fresh pink rose. Nothing groundbreaking. And then there was the Midnight Sex that I almost bought, but it was a little too boring. And then there was the one that gave me one of the best lush suede, sweet vanilla strawberry notes ever, and this one is called Amore, or Amore, Armuri, is it A-R-M-U-R-E? Amore Mata. Okay, we're gonna just keep it as that. This is Amore Mata. The bottle is gorgeous, you guys. Gorgeous. So the bottle is heavy, it's all outdoors. The cap is magnetic. Okay, this bottle is heavy, but I'm so glad that I only bought this one. I think this retailed for about $324 US. So the name is on the side, plus the notes are on the side. Now there's Jasmine Absolute, there's Vanilla Bourbon, there's patchouli, and it says there's Fras or fruits or whatever, which is the strawberry. So you guys, this is like one of my favorite strawberry fragrances. The strawberry in here feels like a lush strawberry suede. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful, and I love it. It almost smells like a sweet, cakey, vanilla, jasmine strawberry scent. But y'all, the vanilla in here is amazing. I think Sebastian said this was his second favorite one. And y'all, this was my first favorite one. Anyway, we're going to talk about these, and we'll just do single reviews. I don't care if you guys watch it or not. I'm just going to do like single reviews for the people that want to know about, or single house reviews about the fragrance house. If I have like 3 or 4 other ones that I can include. But y'all, this is so good. And this is Amore Mata. Get your nose on it. On my skin, this lasted about 6 hours, but you definitely get that warm, lush, smooth, creamy jasmine. There's like almost like a strawberry shortcakey vanilla smell in here that is absolutely beautiful. And it almost smells like a suede in here. Oh, maybe it's just the bourbon vanilla. Anyway, it says patchouli. I do not get a heavy patchouli from this fragrance. It's more of a strawberry suede smell and the bourbon vanilla. It is gorgeous. Get your nose on it. Super happy to have this one in my collection. The other ones I smell, there was like a vanilla lavender one that was really nice. But this one right here, y'all, feminine leaning, that's the one for me, okay? I do not know when they're coming to America. Anyway, I actually ordered my Rosino Mateau. This one I ordered before I went over. This is the 1970. This is a very creamy, chocolatey tonka beanie smell. I'm not going to open this. We'll talk about this at a later date. I need to, fall is coming, or autumn, when autumn, fall is here. So I'm going to do a chocolate review, okay? And then I'll do like my favorite gourmands. But 1970, I've been wanting to buy. It's been in my basket so many times for $280. And y'all, I got this, I waited, and I got this for $125, okay? Plus I got free shipping, fragrance by Canada. All right, so super happy to have this loved chocolatey, warm, vanillic tonka bean fragrance in my collection. And I'm wondering if this is gonna make my top gourmands. I've already sampled it. I did a review over on Instagram on the 4 to 5 fragrances that came out in that collection, and that one was my favorite. So the next one we're gonna talk about, I was in the moment, y'all. Why did I buy this? I said, I'm gonna wait until this goes on sale, but I was in the moment, and I love a good lychee scent, especially if it's giving me watermelon vibes, okay? So I purchased Elle Anniversary. We'll talk about this later on, but love, 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 love this fragrance. I actually love the one that's the water-based or oil-based fragrance, no alcohol in there. I may get that one too. It's like a pearlescent. I smelled it over in Milan, and I'm not sure, it's not out yet. It wasn't out in London as well. I think I probably would have purchased that one as well, so I'm glad that it wasn't out. But I purchased this from the perfume parlor on the 6th floor, okay? Anyway, this is Elle Anniversary. We all know what this bottle looks like. I'll just go ahead and open it. It is absolutely gorgeous, okay? I do love the House of Xerjoff. You know, it is one of my favorite top 5 fragrance houses. And this is Elle Anniversary, you guys. And it is, the bottle is gorgeous, okay? It's that pink with the gold on there. I was like, man, I could have purchased this from Twisted Lily. I could have got 10% off, you guys. But anyway, I'm living in the moment, okay? And I purchased Elle Anniversary for more than what it was actually worth, okay? Anyway, the next one we're going to talk about is 2 fragrances that I purchased over in Centier. An amazing fragrance store. They do international shipping. And one that I fell in love with, Adrienne, was so lovely to work with over there. So we saw some fragrances on their center stand, and these are by the Scent Library. Well, this is my scent of the day. It is Theresa, and I did a review over on Instagram. So this fragrance is pear, raspberry. It's pear dominant. You get some water lily in here. There's jasmine in here. There's black currant in here and some citruses. But when I initially sprayed this, I was not expecting to like it, because we're going to talk about another one that I was in love with, which is MBZ, okay? So Theresa sat on my skin. We were in the store smelling, an hour passed by. I was like, wow, what is that? Is this apple? It is juicy. It smells like fresh apple skin with a little bit of woodiness, jasmine, florals, all of that. It is a beautiful, fruity, floral, woody gourmand. And not gourmand, because there's nothing gourmand in here aside. I think there's a little bit of vanilla in here, but it's more of a fruity, floral, woody fragrance. But this hath a note of pear inside. This is one of my favorite pear fragrances, and I absolutely love. We're going to talk about this fragrance house too as well. I ended up picking up MBZ, but if you like a pear fragrance, a pear floral, then I don't know where else. This is a brand out of the UAE, and they're called the Scent Library. Then try to find it, or you can order these from Centier. I will list the page down below, okay? Or I'll list the link down below. And this belongs in the Fruity Library, okay? This says chapter 6. I don't know how many chapters they have, but that's that. So anyway, the next one we're going to talk about is MBZ, okay? MBZ kind of gave me vibes of Lumari's Porthole, but it was something a little more smooth and pineapple-y about this fragrance. And this is the very first one that I picked up that I love, that I was going to purchase. And then I smelled Theresa. Okay, so this is Theresa, and they both belong to the same house. And this one's MBZ. Well, MBZ is tropical, it's fruity, it's woody, it's creamy, it's pineapple-y, it's citruses. So like I said, if you like those fragrances like Victoria Beckham's Portofino mixed with like Lumari's Porthole, and you get a lot of pineapple in here, like juicy, creamy pineapple smoothie, This is, ooh, y'all, this is so good. Then you're gonna love MBZ. MBZ smells like boozy, creamy, woody pineapple smoothie. I don't even know what's in here, but we're gonna talk about this at a later date. And this is the scent library, okay? So the next ones we're gonna talk about, we're almost done, guys. The other Dries Van Notens, I'll do an update. You have Crazy Basil, which was very green, earthy, herbaceous, aromatic, all of that. That's in the all green bottle, two-tone all green bottle. Then you have, yeah. Y'all, that strawberry is strawberry and Amore, okay? And, oh, excuse me, you guys, I'm so hungry. This is so, so good. Yeah, I'm like, what did I just spray on here? My mind is just going, y'all. This is MBZ. It is so, so good. Almost gives now and later pineapple vibes with fresh citrusy tropical woodiness. It is amazing. Okay, anyway, definitely amazing for summer, spring, summer. Am I gonna wear that in the fall? Yes, I am, on the days where I want to smell or to take me back to summer. But in California, it's warm here 365, so I can wear that literally 365 days a year. Bitter Splash. Bitter Splash, I was talking to Maria about this fragrance today. In the opening, this fragrance is very tropical. It almost reminds me of a grapefruit, passion fruit, citrus, and it gets woody. Now, when this dries down on my skin, like I was like, ooh, I actually really love this. But as this dries down, this gives me like an irisy Elysium, almost like a Rosia's Midsummer Night Dreams, because Elysium by Rosia kind of gives me a little bit of that DNA of Midsummer Night Dreams, but it has the pineapple. I mean, not the pineapple. It has orange blossom and iris in there. That is what this fragrance is giving me. It's unisex, masculine leaning, but starts out a little unisex in the opening, fruity unisex in the opening. But Bitter Splash, all of these fragrances you need to sample before you buy them, okay? Unless you like Angelique Noir, then I would say go ahead and buy Chamomile. No, then I would say go ahead and buy Veni Camouflage, okay? The next one we're going to talk about is one that I actually purchased over in San Francisco, and this is by Matière Parfumée Gantier, and this is called, I will link this down below. I don't even know, did I put this in a haul already, you guys? Anyway, what is the name of this fragrance? Oh, it's Fraîche Passiflora. This is one of the juiciest peach fragrances in my collection, and I absolutely love it. If you want a juicy fragrance, watery, juicy, peachy, raspberry, pear, like all the fruit bowls in all of the fruits in a bowl of water, then you need to try this. This lasts forever. No, this doesn't smell like Herba Pura either, but y'all, this is one of my favorite peach fragrances. It smells like a juicy, dripping wet, you know, tangy, tart peach with some other red fruits and green fruits like apples, you know, all of that. So y'all, this is so, so good. Sebastian had this in his scent club kit in San Francisco. He told me about this fragrance. I was looking at the house and he said, you want to know what's a really good fragrance that's in my scent club kit? Then he picked up this one and I was like, oh my gosh, this smells so good. And I love the note of a juicy, fleshy, dripping peach. Like, this is so juicy, y'all. It is making my mouth water. And this is Fraîche Passiflora, okay? So get your nose on this fragrance. Safe blind buy if you like fruity juicy. Slightly sweet, tangy, fruity juicy, okay? And that is a cute little stone at the top. I can't sit anything else on my table because it's going to break or fall over. The next one we're going to talk about is by the House of Sarah Baker. Okay, so first let's talk about a poem. Really quick, because we'll make this fast. Now, I did purchase a poem also in San Francisco. Apparently, this fragrance's second time around. A poem, I don't think I spoke about this, but if I did, we'll make it short and sweet, but I don't think I have. So, because I have a lot of stuff that I need to haul that's sitting over to the right side of me, and I did not do the haul yet. Anyway, this is a beautiful lavender vanillic orange blossom scent. feminine leaning, easy wear, signature scent worthy. It is beautiful. It's creamy. It almost smells a little makeup-y. I don't know if there's iris in there. But if you like a very airy, powdery orange, a lavender orange blossom, not heavy on the lavender, then you're going to love this. But it's very easy, very nice. This could be like if you're going to go visit like your mother. Oop, almost dropped it down. If you're going to go visit like your mother-in-law, or you don't want to wear a non-offensive, like heady in your face fragrance, then you may want to wear that one. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is Sarah Baker. I love, love, love her packaging, okay? This one is called Writers. If you know Sarah Baker, then you know her fragrances are not for the weak at heart, okay? I love the artistry, the artistic style of Sarah Baker. The ooze, the animalics, like all of that. Yes, I said animalics. This is called Writers, okay? Every time I hear this fragrance, I think about Snoop Dogg songwriters on the Riders of the Storm, okay? Anyway, there's a story behind this fragrance, and I smell so good, you guys. Between MBZ and Amore Mata, the Raybon fragrance. It is so good, okay? So now let's talk about something a little animalic, okay? This was gifted. This is called Writers. The only thing that was gifted to me that I did not mention, I think that was it, y'all. I already mentioned it, the Miller Harris, we stopped there. Everything else, y'all, I purchased, okay? Writers was gifted to me. Now, I was very interested in this because there's a backstory of horse riders, a horse stable. And yes, I'm getting all of that. But I imagine the story that she told, the inspiration behind this. Now, I did wear Writers, but I also layered with FRACHE Passiflora too. I wore Writers as well, and I also layered it with Peach's Revenge, okay? Writers is very animalic. I love Sarah Baker's. This is a 50 ml. So there's suede in here. There's leather. There's leather or suede in this fragrance. It's animalic. I think there may be some oud in here. There's peaches in here. It's rich, resinous, and we're going to talk about this in a single fragrance review on Sarah Baker's fragrances. So this is one review that is at the top of my list to do, you guys. So anyway, I love Writers, but this literally smells like a, what do you call the saddles? It smells like a leather horse saddle with some peach syrup. I'm getting the peaches, citruses. I'm getting like a suede saddle. I'm getting a little bit of a barnyard nuance, but I love this. I don't know why. If you ask me why I love it, I love it. I love the artistry. I love the story. I love all of that behind Writers. This is so, so good. And it's a beast, you guys. I did a first impressions at work. Some people hated it and a couple people loved it, okay? But you definitely get that smoky green. There's a bitter, sharp greenness to this that I absolutely love. I love a good piney green fragrance that is a bit sharp, that dries down very smooth and green. Lush, you get the fruitiness from the peaches. I'm getting like a hay nuance, like something dry about this fragrance, but it is really, really good. Very unique and artistic, and I love it. But when I do wear Writers, I do love the background nuance of it. That barnyard smell kind of dries down to, and it just becomes a little more suede nuance with a dry hay scent with a little bit of that peachy green note. This is not a safe blind buy, you guys. So get your nose on Writers, but definitely buy a tester because y'all, and don't judge it by the first impressions. You have to let this dry on your skin. All right, last but not least, okay, we're going to talk about some of this other stuff later. Actually, no, we'll talk about it now. I'm just going to make this video an hour long and sweet, okay? But we're going to talk about, I went over to EPC and I had the best experience, the best fragrance blending experience. So anyway, these were gifted to me as well. I made my own fragrance and we're going to talk about this in another review. I love, 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 love. Love the boutique, love Noor, love Axel over at EPC. Emanuela, I think her name is the perfumer, Emmanuel. Yeah, I think it's Emanuela, okay? Anyway, she's amazing. Her creations are amazing. Every single perfume in EPC I love. Yes, I've had samples of Tonka Sesame, Tonka Extraordinaire. I have travels of those. I have the Discovery Kit. We're going to talk about those. I love the Fig Neroli. I love Pistachio Haiku that they sent me. It's more of a warm, it's going to be amazing, for the fall winter. Pistachio Haiku is more of a warm, ambery, dark, a little bit of a resinous pistachio scent with that vetiver in there that makes it a little like an earthy pistachio creamy scent. Y'all, it is beautiful. So it is not a safe blind buy. Get your nose on Pistachio Haiku. But these were all gifted to me. This is a scent, and this is, I was able to put the name on there that I wanted, of course. And the name that I chose was La Départ de Marcelena, okay? And we'll discuss that one. Also, one that I was gifted that I love was Rose Rhubarb. Love, love, love that fruity juiciness of the Rose Rhubarb. And we all know I'm a little late. No, I'm not going to say I'm late to the party. I'm on time, okay? This is Tonka Sesame. I've gone through a travel of Tonka Sesame. Cardamom and Moss is amazing as well. So that one is on my list, and I'll probably get that one soon. But Tonka Sesame, all of these fragrances are most amazing for the fall, winter. Tonka Sesame is creamy, tonka bean, sesame seed, vanillic. It's smooth, it's gourmand leaning, it's beautiful. So get your nose on Tonka Sesame. And if you like a sharp, citrusy tart rhubarb and a jammy rose, then you're gonna love Rose and Rhubarb. So these were all gifted. On top of the fragrance set, these are the 4 fragrances that we'll talk about it later. But all these fragrances make up this. Okay, so I can go through and I'll explain it later what this does. But these were all gifted to me. Thank you to EPC for such an amazing time. Went over to London on a mission. I knew that EPC was going to be there, and the Perfume Meet the Perfumer event. So those are my 2 goals when going over to London. That is it for that. Another haul. I've always had this fragrance on my list for the past, I would say, year. I love the incense fragrance. You guys know that I've talked about this. I had a discovery set of this fragrance, but the brand gifted me this fragrance. They actually asked me which one that I liked, and I love Belfiore. It is absolutely just a beautiful, lush apricot suede fragrance, and was on my list to buy. And we're going to talk about this, but it's irisy, so it's kind of like creamy, apricot-y, irisy. And let me see if I can get this out. So this is Oman Luxury. And I was gifted this fragrance. I was going to say I may not open it here. I may do an unboxing on Instagram, but I'll go ahead and open it. And this is Belfiore. This is the one that I love the most out of all of them. Belfiore. These fragrances are powerful, like strong. This one is a very lush apricot. Like I said, irisy, sweet, vanillic, suede. It smells like apricot pulp, okay? It smells like sweet. Oh, this is so freaking good, you guys. So anyway, this fragrance is good, okay? It is gorgeous, and we're going to talk about it, but I love it. Belfiore, if you love an apricot note, a jammy, sweet, creamy, pulpy apricot with some suede and iris, then you're gonna love Belfiore, okay? Just got a little too excited, and that made me hot, y'all. That smell, it is gorgeous, okay? Anyway, I was also gifted a fragrance by The Harmonist, and we're gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna do an unboxing over on Instagram, so I'm not gonna open it up right now. This is, they asked me what fragrance I wanted as well. This is Guiding Water. They gifted me a fragrance before. I've been talking about them for a long time because my favorite fragrance is Moon Glory. It's my top favorite honey fragrance. And Guiding Water had a watermelon note in there. So I was super interested in that. So that was gifted to me by the Harmonists, but we'll discuss that later. You guys know that I do love my other watermelon scented fragrance, Wave Child, and I cannot wait to see what this one smells like as well. And it is warm, you guys. Another thing is we'll do the other stuff later, y'all, because we coming up on 1 hour. Brown Sugar Babes sent me over It's Me season, and there are 3 different fragrances. I don't want to do an unboxing here, but let me tell you something. Okay, I ordered Brown Sugar Babes. I did not know that I was going to receive this PR box, which has all 3 fragrances and I think a whole bunch of other stuff inside. I did not know, but so I ordered me the Kayali inspired fragrance Silk Santal, because I am waiting on my 100 ml bottle of Silk Santal Kayali. So please make it into 100 mLs, because like I only got like half of the bottle left, and every time I wear that fragrance, I get a compliment. So I decided to buy the fragrance body oil version of Silk Santal. And I bought the fragrance body oil version of Baciami as well. And you guys, when I tell you, that was the most complimented thing. I only took 1 body oil to London. I didn't want to take a bunch of lotions and things like that when I was packing. So I took 2 body oils. I took Baciami, the perfume. I took the Baciami fragrance inspired by Brown Sugar Babes. I also took Adamo. I took my, I couldn't even think my brain, you guys. I took my Fig and Peaches from Adamo Clifton. I took Clifton over there with me because I thought it was going to be cool, because I wanted to smell peach. And I took It's Me season, the Kayali inspired Silk Santal by Brown Sugar Babes, because I knew it had nectarine in there. I was like, Adamo's Clifton, Fig, Peaches, Kayali Silk Santal inspired nectarine, champagne, vanilla. It's all going to blend together. So when I tell you, my Brown Sugar Babe oils, I ordered them. This box came after I got home. I ordered the 2. I didn't order the Sol de Janeiro inspired fragrance because I had that fragrance and it's nice, but we're going to see what it smells like in here. But I knew that I wanted the other 2. When I tell you, Sebastian, Sarah Baker, everywhere I went, they said, some days I wore that fragrance body oil, the Silk Santal inspired Kayali one. I wore that one alone. When I tell you that was the most complimented fragrance I wore in London, I didn't even wear a perfume on some days because it was just that projecting and complimentary. I'm going to buy me some backup. I hope that one comes out in it's 50, I think it's 100. I hope that one comes out in the bigger bottles, not the Baciami. The Baciami is good as well, but I got a bottle of that because I bought me one and they sent me one. But I want the 100. I want the big bottle of the vanilla, the Silk Santal version, until Kayali comes out with her fragrance. I'm just gonna, or when they come out, I'm just gonna layer them and smell amazing. But I cannot wait until Kayali comes out with that fragrance. Until then, I'm like almost halfway through my vanilla Silk Santal inspired fragrance body oil by Brown Sugar Babes. I'm done. And when I tell you the reactions that I got from that fragrance from Sebastian, when I leaned over to hug him, he was like, you smell amazing. You know, he loves vanilla. And Sarah Baker's like, you smell amazing. And I was like, I know. And I didn't want to tell him I had on a dupe, y'all. So you know how some people feel about dupes. So I was like, yeah, it's a fragrance inspired body oil, because I think they wanted to know, where can I buy this? And I said, it's by this company called Brown Sugar Babes. But you guys, I told them, and I was like, gave them the sites and everything. But that fragrance body oil is freaking amazing. So get your nose on that It's Me season collection, and I will do an unboxing on Instagram because I don't want to open this up over here and ruin it, okay? Anyway, you guys, go out to the world, spread amazing, see eyes, do good, be good, all of that. And it's time for me to put some of these fragrances up and away because I've already spoken about them on Instagram. And get your nose on 54 if you are a patchouli lover. Do not blind buy Dries Van Noten fragrances at all. And get your nose on this Brown Sugar Babes inspired Silk Santal, okay? Until the Silk Santal comes. And then when it comes out, layer it, okay? Anyway, you guys, oh, and get your nose on Soul of the Sun, okay? Please. I lucked up on a lot of good fragrances, you guys. Anyway, this video is so long. Go out to the world, spread amazing sillage, do good, be good, all of that, you guys. And leave me one of my favorite colors. Leave me the orange heart down in the comments if you got to the end of this video, you guys. Love you all. Have an amazing night. And y'all, I gotta get back to work. All right, bye-bye.